Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to my channel, PT the Technical Trainer. Today we are trying to learn AMPscript lookup functions, and there is a request which I would like to cover up today. The request is from MPR World on my YouTube channel. Thanks for your good explanation. Can you explain on AMPscript lookup rows using get 5 or 6K records? Please do one video on this one. I'm trying to cover this particular topic. If you're very new to my channel, please try to subscribe to my channel, follow and share it with the people who are very interested in learning AMPscript or SFMC. And you can also follow me on Trailhead using this link. Today, I'm trying to cover 4 functions majorly. The first one is lookup. And if you have watched a couple of videos of mine previously, so I'll be using the uppercase function for uppercase letters whenever I'm typing the functions or keywords of AMPscript lookup, LookupRows, lookup ordered rows, LookupRows CS, and lookup ordered rows. I'll try my best to cover all the 5 in this video. If not possible, I'll try to cover 2 of them, and the rest of the 3 things I'll try to cover in the next video. So majorly I'll be concentrating on lookup ordered rows. Just to recap on the things what the others are doing, especially lookup and lookup rows, I'll be taking the help of a specific DE on it. And said that, so let me start with lookup, and to explain it better, I'll be taking the help of a filtered data extension also along with it. Okay, thank you. Just give me a second. And I'll be sharing it again. So I have my tool ready where I have a data extension, and here I have 3,24 records. And this data extension is majorly used to explain to people about lookup, lookup rows, lookup ordered rows CS, and others. So here is the link of LookupRows, which is developer.salesforce.com. And the other functions are LookupRows, LookupRows CS, LookupOrderedRows, and LookupOrderedRows CS. I'll go one by one. I would like to start with lookup function. And this is specific to explain to people how these work. We are not sending any email. And to explain to people how it works, I'll be taking the help of a content builder where I'm using a simple AMPscript code to display it on the specific DE, which I mentioned as employee. So before we begin with lookup or lookup ordered rows or any other function, I would like to create a filter DE to explain you people better how you can do it with the help of a drag and drop feature, and how to achieve the same output with the help of a programming approach using lookup. Good. So now I'll be taking the help of this particular D, and I'll be creating a filter D on top of it, which will be called as employees FD. I'll create a filter D. On the right top, I've clicked on it. I'll take the example of employee number. I'll keep on changing this to explain you people the functions of AMPscript. Employee number. So I'll be taking the employee number, which will be 1000001. And I'll click the button save and build. And I'll call this one as employees underscore FD. FD stands for filtered D. Just waiting for the folder to load here, because I have to select a folder before I save it. If I click the save button, so it is giving me an error. Let me cancel it and click on save and build again. Okay, now it is getting loaded. So I'll select the folder employees. I'll name it as employees of T and save. Now let's see the output of this one. Name is already in use. Okay. Let me cancel this. I hope there should be a D already. Okay, no. Okay, probably I might have created I might have created a filtered data extension in the same name. So keep an eye on that. Data extension should have a unique name in your entire business unit. I might have created already. I'll move it. Okay. Yeah, I do have it already. So I'll just move it to the folder employees for now. And in the employees data extension, let us try to understand the output first, what we want to achieve from it. Okay, employees 10001. I'm just editing the existing FTE. Employee number, it should be 10001. Let's see the result of this one, and I'll explain you what is that I'm looking for. Using AMPs. Okay, I got the one record now. Now, I want to display the first name of this employee. I just want first name in my email, but it should be dependent on this specific employee ID. Okay, specific to this employee ID. I'm exactly going with this employee ID to display it. And to display this, I need lookup. That's more than enough because I want to display first name only. It's a cell. I want to display a cell, right? If I want to display a cell, I need lookup. That's more than enough. So let's try to write a code which will help us to display this, and I'll explain the different parameters of it. Okay. Double percentage, square bracket, double percentage, AMPscript block comes first. Then I'll go with set at any variable name which you wish to have. I'll go with X for now, which is not the best practice. And then the lookup function, which comes with three parameters, 4, 6, or other. So the first parameter will be the data extension name, employees. The second parameter will be the name of the field, and the second parameter is the name of the field which you want to display, which is first name. This is what I want. But the condition is it should be employee number is equal to 1001. That comes as the third and fourth parameter. The third parameter should be in double quotes, and the fourth parameter should be in your, since it is a number, you don't need a double quotes for this, 1001. So if you recall this, what it means, the first one is data extension name, the field name which you want to display or you want to retrieve. This is the name of the field, the condition is applied. Exactly if you compare with your filter D, this is the field. Now I just want to display this, which is stored in X. And to display that, I'll be taking the help of an inline function. Okay. I'll be taking the example of an inline function, or I can make use of output line. So it is resembling this one, output line, in which we will be having the function v, and then I'll be displaying the variable x. Let's see whether this gets displayed exactly with the employee ID 1001. And to do that, I'll be taking the help of a content builder where I have built an email. I'll come back to the editing mode. And here we have a reference code here. You can look into this one. This is a reference code. I can change it, or what I'll be doing is I'll be taking the help of one more tab. Just give me a second, where I'm referring the code in the form of a reference book or a reference content block. Here I've created a AMPscript block here. I'll try to improvise this, which is in the form of reference content. So here is the code. I'll just try to copy it. So set X lookup employee first name, employee number 10001 output line with the function here. I'll save it. Once it is saved, I'll go back to my email. Since it's a reference content block, it gets updated. And now I'll try to display it. Let's see whether we get the exact output what we are looking for using lookup function. What we are expecting as an output? We are expecting Georgie as the output in our email. So what do you observe here? You'll see only a cell, which I was referring here, right? So you can see this particular cell value based on that. Now I want to make it dynamic. If I want to display each one of the first name, I would like to refer it from a specific deal, which I mentioned it as a sendable one. There is this one. Let's see whether it is sendable or not. This is not sendable. If this is not sendable, I cannot use it in our data extensions, employees, and you'll not find any deal to be displayed here. So to make it happen, I'll take the help of filter deal. It is not used for sendable. So now I'll just make it a sendable with employee number as our send relationship. Why did I make this change? Just to use this specific deal in our preview. Waiting for this to load. And saved it. Waiting for this thing to load. Once it is loaded, go back and show you like this. This is my reference content block. This is my content builder. And I'm waiting for the data extension to get loaded. Now I'll be going back to my email. I'll click on preview and test. Now I'll be selecting data extensions, employees, and I'm just waiting for that field to be loaded. I'm still waiting. Yes, this employees FD is now sendable. Hoping that it will be visible in this list. Still not. So I'll go back to the content builder. Preview and test. I'll click on this folder icon, data extensions, employees, and now you can see this data extension. Since it is sendable, it is visible for selecting. And you can see only one. You'll see the Georgie. Now it is coming from this D, right? This is easy. You can also achieve this without writing AMPscript 2. Without writing an AMPscript 2 can be achieved. To do that, you have to just use personalization step. Okay? Since we are concentrating on lookup, we should know both that whether we should get it. So since it was non-sendable, I want to make this dynamic. So let me improvise this code. So how do I get it? So first thing, I'll take the employee ID as @ID, and on the right hand side, I'll be specifying the name of the field coming from your sendable D. By default, this is your sendable D field name, and the value which is stored in that particular record will be stored here. And now instead of exact value, I'll try to change this to a type. What will happen now? So it will try to fetch the ID dynamically. And where do I have to change it? I cannot change it in my email because I'm using reference content block. I have to update my reference content block. Since we don't have any other codes, we have only one record, right? To make it happen with more records, I'll just change it to a generic value like gender. And then based on gender also, we'll try to go with LookupRows. LookupRows, LookupOrderedRows. I'll try to read the existing field based on gender and try to go with the value F. It is not case sensitive. Keep an eye on this one. The value stored in the DE is capital F and capital V, but I'm trying to go with the lowercase f here. Let's save and build. Let's see the number of records what we get. Now this is where you need lookup rows. Okay. First, let us understand lookup, and then we'll move on with lookup rows. Lookup rows based on the requirement. So you should know that it can fetch you only 2000 records. Okay, it can fetch you only 2000 records. Lookup rows. I'll show you with the help of documentation also. Okay, we have 1,20,051 records. Okay. Now this should be displaying dynamically. Preview and test. Let's see one by one. Click on the folder icon. If you're very new to Marketing Cloud 2, you can also learn all these things what I'm trying to show. So now we have 1,002, 1,006, 1,007. For 10,007, the first name is Creator, right? So let's see whether we can get it. Yes. Now what happened? So our AMPscript is now dynamic, which can fetch employee number into ID. ID is fetched into this variable value. From this number, it is trying to fetch the first name from employee. This you don't need a lookup here because getting all the information from the same sendable D. For now, let's not worry. We should know both. If I go to the next record, you can see 1,009. Suman. Next record. It keeps changing dynamically. But if you go with the previous code, this one, no matter whichever the record is, it will only fetch the first name of the employee ID, 10,001. Okay. You can see. But with this, so this is about lookup. Now, when we say with a condition like this, gender is equal to F, how many records we got? We got 1,20,051 records, right? Let us see whether we can get the same result using the same gender is equal to F using lookup rows. So when you want a cell, that is the first name. More than lookup rows is what I'm picking now, just to explain to people how it works, and specifically the number of records it can fetch for us. Number of records it can fetch. Set at records is the variable name. Lookup rows function, which needs a minimum of 3 fields, parameters, that is input. Every time always have a simple thing, input. Okay, you'll provide the input and that will be providing a output for you. Function always takes an input, it will process it and it will give you the output. So for lookup rows, we have to provide 3 inputs. The first one is the name of the data extension. Second one is the field name, which you want to check for, like what we did previously, AMP_number. And the third one is the value. Okay. Only 3 fields. If I want to check with any other field, it will be AND condition. Okay, it will be not OR condition. I'll try to explain with filter D also. Lookup rows, employees, employee number 1,001. So how many records do you expect? Employees is equal to 10,000, right? How many records do you expect? Right? You'll be expecting only 1 record, right? Let's try to do it with the help of filter D. And let's see whether we get the exact number of records for this employee number 1,001 without gender. Whatever the record count you get it here, that is the exact record count what we expect from lookup rows. Employees, employee number 10,000. So to get that, set at, I'll go with records count as a variable name is equal to row count function. When you get the lookup rows, the information is stored in records variable, any name is fine. When you say row count, it will get you the records count. Any number of records stored in this result. So just imagine like this. When you go with employee number is equal to 10,001, very basic. This is the records. You can, this is the exact number of information you get it. And just think that this number is being fetched with the help of robot. And this is this records. You name it anything, this will be your records here. You have 1, you'll get it 1. You have 10, you'll get it 10. Okay. So what is the expectation output now? So when it comes to row count, it will try to check the records count. You can name it anything. And now this should have exactly 1 as its value. Okay. What is the value we are expecting in this variable? 1. Okay. Let's see whether we get that output. And what I've written here is a comment. Okay. Now just I'm trying to copy this piece of code and I'm updating in my code snippet. So what you might be wondering, why did you do that? I just want to use reference content block. And now I'll just preview this. I'll go back. I'll click on next. And I have to pick you can pick any fields now because we are not going with any of the dynamic value. So just trying to execute the AMPscript. You can do it on all subscribers on any other deal. And now I'm expecting the record count as 1. 1 is the output what I'm expecting now. Because according to the code, I'm trying to check the employees D with employee number 10,001 and the record count what I'm expecting is 1. This is wonderful. This is correct. Now, if I try to check the gender field with male or female, okay, employee number 10,001, 1 record. This is good. Now comes LookupRows function with a restriction. Gender is equal to F. If I want to achieve this in AMPscript, so I have to employees table, gender field. Since it is a text, preferably try to type it in double quotes or single quotes. Yep. And this is not case sensitive. This is also one of the things we should remember. LookupRows checks the value which is not case sensitive. Then only you need the next function called CS. Okay. Which we'll see LookupRows, employees, gender, F. Okay, what is the output we are expecting now? Let's see. First, let us see in the data extension. We are expecting 1,20,051 as our output. And I've updated my code. I'll save it. And now if I come back and preview it, the code will be updated automatically. You will see only 2,000. So LookupRows, even though the output of gender is equal to F from the employee's data extension is 1,20,051. This is the output what we are expecting. Even though this is the output, your AMPscript has a restriction that it can display only 2,000 records. This is the reason why one of the person has requested, can we get the information on 5K or 6K records? I have more than that for you, but I'll be very interested in showing you people the record count, not how to process it, which is related to row, fields, and other, which we can do it in other videos. Now, what we understand is LookupRows can get you only 1 cell. Lookup can give you only 1 cell. LookupRows can give you output of an entire table. Actually, this is giving you this entire table. Exactly, this is the output what you can expect. You can expect this exact output, but the problem is it can get you only the first 2,000 records. So how to overcome this one? Then only we need LookupOrderedRows. Okay, let's take an example of LookupOrderedRows. And lookup ordered rows comes with parameters, right? Every function has a parameter. Lookup ordered rows comes with data extension name, number of rows you want to fetch. If you want to sort them on a specific column, search column 1 and 2. And if you scroll down, you should be able to understand how this works as an example, right? So when it comes to reading the documentation, lookup ordered rows function has 5 parameters or inputs. The first one is data extension name required. Second one is number of rows you want to fetch up to a maximum of 2000. The function returns all rows up to this one. If you are specifying any lesser value, we'll see that number. So whenever it is number, don't use double quotes. Sort column string required the column to sort data by followed by a separate space as either ASC ascending order or DESC for descending order, just like your ordered by function, ordered by clause in your SQL. Then comes the column to search, then comes the value to search. So there are 5 parameters for lookup ordered rows function. Okay. Let's go by that. So I'll copy the same thing, same code. I'm just keeping all these things. So lookup ordered rows, data extension name first, comma. You have to specify the number of rows you need. I'll go with exact number 1,20,051. Let's see whether we get it or not. Gender is equal to MMF, and you should specify the order in which you want to sort. So D, the number of rows, the sort order, the column name to check, and the value to check. And now I am trying to get the with ASC. Okay, ascending descending, anyhow, it's only one time, right? Perfect. So I'll copy this one. Let's see whether we get that row count. We are not doing anything else other than getting the row count. If I specify any value lesser than 1, it should be giving me, according to the documentation, it says that, read the documentation, the number of rows to return. If you specify a value less than 1, means it might be 0 or negative, the function returns all rows up to a maximum of 2000. Okay. Perfect. Now let's see whether we get 1,20,051 as our count. We'll see that. If not, we'll try to analyze how this thing goes. Then comes the remaining two, CSCS, which is case sensitive. Lookup, lookup rows, lookup ordered rows. It might take time because the volume of the data is big. Okay, sorry. Okay. You can see 1,20,051 means it is able to fetch the number of records you mentioned. Now let's make it simple. 25,123. Let's make a number change here and let's see whether we should have that number also. It doesn't mean that you specify 25 lakhs and it is giving 25 lakhs. No, that is not true. It will give you all the results. One, it should be equal or it should be lesser. What does it mean? So if you specify here 25 lakhs like this, it won't. It will give you only a value which is available. That is 1,20,000. You can see 25,000. It will get you only the available number of record count. What is the number of available record count? It is 1,20,051. What is the number I've specified? Now it is very big, what I've mentioned here. Okay. Now let us see whether we get that. Every time I have to go back and I have to click next button. Every time the code is getting updated in my code snippet here, which is being used as a reference content block. I'm updating the code here and previewing in this tab, just for your reference. Okay, you can see this. Even though I've mentioned a number which is very big, it is giving only the available number of records. This is why we need lookup ordered rows. Very rare scenario, you might need more than 2000 records, but this would be an example. Just as an example, I'm also remember that I'm trying to preview not the exact D, it is the data extension or the all subscribers what I'm previewing. Preview is just an example, but the agenda is to explain. this code, lookup ordered rows. Then comes two more functions, lookup ordered rows, lookup rows with CS, which is case sensitive, lookup rows with CS. So now if I say F, it will be 0. The record count will be 0 because now it is exactly checking for the lowercase variable, right? It is only checking for exactly lowercase value F. And now we are expecting the record count as 0. Record count should be 0 now because we are trying to check lookup rows with CS as our function, which stands for case sensitive. The previous one was not case sensitive or case insensitive. Waiting for the screen to load. Once this is loaded, you'll get 0, right? Now I have an option. What I'll be doing now is I'll try to create two records. Okay, I'll try to create two records. Okay. And I'll go with employee number 3630. Date of birth will be month, date, and year. The first name I'll go with completely lowercase and gender in lowercase. Okay, I'll go with the gender in lowercase. And the hire date, it will be 09/28/2015. Okay, something like that. Says that it is not authorized. But meanwhile, try to remember this, it is case sensitive. I'm trying to get you some results based on that. Okay. I'm trying to reload the browser. The extension employee. I've stopped my screen sharing. Trying to add the records. Perfect, it got saved. So I did not do anything magic. I just reload the browser and just have added it. There is a record which is been added newly, and the last record in this page would be the one which has lowercase. You can see this guy, M. M is in lowercase. Okay, now I'll try to fetch both the values. Okay, so first I'll try to check the value lowercase m, which should be exactly 1. Let's see whether we get the record count as 1 now. The record count should be 1. Expecting the record count as 1 because it is lookup rows PS function. Yeah. Now, since it is lookup rows PS function, I'll try to update this code with capital M. Let's see whether we get some number, and we'll try to verify it in our. So what is the reason we are getting 2000? Since it is lookup rows, right? Lookup rows only gives you 2000 records, but still we'll try to check what is the exact number of values we have for capital M. You have to minus 1 since this is not case sensitive. Don't forget, this is not your filter D values are not case sensitive. So you'll get all the records, but try to subtract it by 1. So now to check lookup ordered rows with CS, this one. I have to go with both. So gender ASC, lookup ordered rows CS, and I want to check for the exact value M, lowercase m. And in this case, we are trying to expect, so lookup order rows, employees, we have a bigger count, gender, gender with them. This is the one which gives you an ascending or descending order. Preferably use your employee number or any other. So I'll go with employee number in ascending order, but anyhow, we are just displaying the record count. We're expecting exactly one in our output. Since I'm using lookup ordered rows, CS with gender value M. It is CS. We are expecting only one as the record count output. Let's see the output. And don't forget, I'm trying to fetch the data from employee data extension, not from the filter D. Filter D is just helping us out in, so it is 1,79,973 in uppercase. Let's see that with the help of capital letter. You should get, because the number what I've specified is more than the actual data, more than the actual data. We're expecting 1,79,973. It might take time to load, but it will. Yes, 1,79,973. So what does this mean is lookup ordered rows with CS is case sensitive, capital M or lowercase. And now we have specified a number which is more than the actual count. So you are getting all the records. So the request was around 4,000 or 5,000. I have demonstrated with the help of lakhs of records. Thank you very much. So once again, do subscribe to my channel and try to follow me on Trail Data on these links, which I'll be sharing in the description also. We covered lookup, lookup rows, lookup rows CS, lookup ordered rows, and lookup ordered rows CS. Thank you very much for watching my video.